Hello friends, in this video we are going to see stagnation properties and shock wave. So first of all we are going to see what is the meaning of stagnation properties. The moment you say stagnation, it means the velocity is equal to 0. So when a fluid is flowing past an immersed body, that means whenever the fluid is flowing over a body which is completely inside the fluid. For example, an aircraft is flying in the sky, so you can say that aircraft is completely immersed in a fluid called air, correct? So when a fluid is flowing past an immersed body and at a point, if at any point on the aircraft, if the resultant velocity becomes 0, the value of the pressure, that is a property, pressure, temperature and density at that point are called as stagnation properties. Okay, so if the velocity at a point becomes 0, that point is called as stagnation point, and the pressure, temperature and density at that point are called as stagnation properties. Look at this second point. The value of the pressure, density and temperature are called as stagnation pressure, stagnation density and stagnation temperature respectively, and they are denoted by the symbol like PS, rho s and Ts respectively, correct? So the moment you say stagnation means your velocity equal to 0 at a point in the object. Look at this next one, expression for stagnation pressure. So this is the body you can see, and this is the point where the velocity is 0, and this point is called as stagnation point. This point is called as stagnation point. So at point 2 the velocity is 0, this is the body and this is the flow direction over the body. The question is how to find the expression for our value of stagnation pressure and stagnation density, stagnation temperature. So we have this relation, as you can see also, P by PS. Now PS by P equal to 1 plus gamma minus 1 by 2 into m square, that is Mach number, to the power of gamma by gamma minus 1. So this is the equation generally we are following for finding the value of stagnation pressure, correct? So PS equal to, so stagnation PS is the stagnation pressure, P is the local pressure, 1 plus gamma minus 1 by 2 m square, gamma by gamma minus 1. Second one is expression for stagnation density. Similar way we can find rho s equal to rho into 1 plus gamma minus 1 by 2 m square. Only the power is changed here, 1 by gamma minus 1. This is from the derivation. And similarly we are having Ts equal to T into 1 plus gamma minus 1 by 2 m square. Correct? So these three formulas we are commonly using for finding the stagnation properties, particularly for pressure, temperature and density. Okay, next we are going to see the area velocity relationship for compressible fluid. So this is a very important equation which helps us to understand what happens when in a flow, when the area increases, what happens to velocity, correct? Look at this. The above equation gives the relationship between the change of area with the change of velocity. This is what we are going to see with this equation. Change of area with the change of velocity for different Mach numbers. Yes, this is important. The following are the important conclusion. Number 1, for subsonic flow we know that a Mach number is less than 1, correct? The right hand side of the equation, that is your m square minus 1, this part, the right hand side of this equation, look at the cursor, which is m square minus 1 is negative, correct? If your m is less than 1, then if you put any value, correct, you will be getting the negative for the complete bracket term. Hence for dA by A greater than 0, you want dA by A to be positive, so dV by V must be negative, less than 0. Then only negative into negative will give you positive. This means that with the increase in area, when you talk about the dA positive, with the increase in area, the velocity decreases and vice versa. So for the dA to be positive, this term we are getting already negative, so we have to also keep this dV as negative. So that means dV is V2 minus V1, correct? What is dV? dv is your v2 minus v1. So final velocity must be lesser than the initial velocity. That means velocity should decrease with the increment in the area and vice versa. Look at the second one. For supersonic flow, your Mach number is greater than 1. When your Mach number is greater than 1, the right hand side of the equation is positive definitely, m square minus 1, because it is greater than 1. If you put any value 2, 3, 4, 5, it will be always positive, correct? It will be always positive. And for dA to be positive, what should be the value of dV? It should be only positive. So positive into positive will give you positive value. That means for the supersonic flow, it is written here for dA by dA greater than 0, for dA by dA greater than 0, that is positive. dV by v also greater than 0. This means that with the increase in area, the velocity also increases. Third case is your for sonic flow m is equal to 1 exactly. The right hand side, if you put the value of m equal to 1, so it will become 0. Correct? It will become 0. M square minus 1 is 0. Hence, what equation we are getting? dA by dA equal to 0. That means area is constant. When your Mach number is exactly equal to 1, there should not be any change in the area. Okay. Look at the next one. The shock waves. There are three types of shock wave. The first one is your normal shock wave, or you can see how we can define the shock wave. Shock wave definition is there. Shock wave is a strong pressure wave. Shock wave is a strong pressure wave in any elastic medium such as air, water, or a solid substance. Correct? Shock wave is a strong pressure wave in an elastic medium such as air, water, or a solid substance produced by, from where we are getting this pressure wave? It is produced by the supersonic aircraft, explosions, bomb explosions, lightning, or other phenomena that create violent change in pressure. So what are different types of shock wave? You can see the first one is normal shock wave, oblique shock wave, and curved shock wave. Curved shock wave also known as bow shock wave. This is normal shock wave. You can see normal means the shock wave will just stand upright on the surface and making an angle of 90 degree with the surface. So supersonic flow is here, and there is a shock wave at this point. So this makes an angle 90 degree. You can see normal shock wave. Though the inlet flow Mach number is subsonic, but because of the profile of the aerofoil, so velocity increases and it becomes Mach number exactly equal to 1, and we are having supersonic flow over the aerofoil, and that leads to the creation of normal shock wave. Normal shock can also be possible at the lower surface of the aerofoil, and this angle is your 90 degree normal shock wave. So if you increase the Mach number from 0.8 to coming closer to the Mach number 1, 0.95, this is still a supersonic flow for the same aerofoil, but the formation of the shock wave will go towards the trailing edge. It will push towards the trailing edge. You can see normal shock formation is here, and the bottom surface also it is here. Now, if the Mach number is greater than 1, that is supersonic flow, so you will be getting a bow shock wave, curved shock wave at the leading edge of the aerofoil, and this is what you can see. But after the shock wave, point to be noted, after the shock wave, the flow will be always having the subsonic flow. And this is bow shock wave, also known as curved shock wave. After the shock wave, you will be having the always subsonic flow. And this is also normal shock wave. Look at the angle, 90 degree. This angle is 90 degree, okay? Normal shock wave is formed. Other than this, we are also having oblique shock wave. Look at this. Oblique shock wave is formed here on this type of shaped aerofoil, diamond shaped aerofoil. Oblique shock wave is here. This is the flow direction. And this is the expansion wave. And this is oblique shock. So oblique shock wave is formed here. 1, 2, 3, 4 shock waves are formed at this point. And at this, where you can see with area is, this is the flow direction, and this angle is more than 180 degree, correct? If you look at this complete angle, this angle is more than 180 degree. Whenever this angle is more than 180 degree, you will be getting expansion wave, correct? And here, if you see, the flow direction is here, correct? Flow direction is here, and this is the diamond. Flow direction is not exactly here. It will be somewhat little bit inclined. So this angle is less than 90 degree. You'll be getting oblique shock wave. Here also you can see this angle, correct? So this angle is less than 90 degree. You'll be getting oblique shock wave. So sometimes, depending upon the angle, When it is more than 180 degree, it will be having the expansion wave. When here also you can see the angle is more than 180 degree, so it is expansion wave. When the angle is less than 180 degree, you'll be getting oblique shock wave. Okay.